fifth generation nowadays we are having. Okay, fifth generation cephalosporins. So fifth generation to filali abhi hai. Before that, we had only one drug, that is vancomycin. Okay. Pharmacokinetics, vancomycin is absorbed poorly. That's why vancomycin is given parenterally IV. Okay. Please note, please be attentive in the next few words which I am telling you. I have told vancomycin is poorly absorbed from GI tract. That's why it is given very slow intravenous. Slow, all capitals, SLOW, all capitals, slow intravenous. And for both the words, there is some significance behind that. And these are asked for your, what can I say, star marks. If a student can answer very well, I go up to this level. Why it is given slow IV? Because if it is given very rapidly, it liberates histamine. See in the adverse drug reaction. This is a drug which liberates histamine. That's why it is given very slowly. And because it liberates histamine, it causes RMS, red man syndrome. Okay. What is that red man syndrome? There is, because of histamine, physiology में वो triple reaction पढ़े थे ना physiology में कि histamine से पहले redness, फिर swelling, and ये सब triple reactions, triple response. The same here, due to liberation of histamine, the face and upper trunk of the body, the neck, the face, and this upper trunk of the body becomes red. Okay, vasodilatation. That's why it is known as red man syndrome. And because of this, it is administered slowly. Next. Because it is not absorbed properly from intestine, even then it can be given orally in one condition. What is that? PMC, you see. PMC, pseudomembranous colitis. PMC stands for pseudomembranous colitis. Yes, what you were telling, you were asking for super infection. Where is that? Super infection. Ratnam, you were asking for super infection. This pseudomembranous colitis is a type of super infection. I will definitely discuss why this pseudomembranous colitis, how it forms. It just now you just remember it is one of the types of super infection caused by Clostridium difficile. At this moment, actually, you are not aware of all the microorganisms. You are not aware of all the drugs which cause super infection. That's why I'm not going into details of super infection right now. But definitely, because I will be continuing with chemotherapy, so I will take up super infection separately and will make you understand and if the details of that. So right now you just remember this. Pseudomembranous is a type of super infection caused by Clostridium difficile. So, but often again, the There can be relation, but not totally super antigen. Okay. Super infection, the concept is little different. There is a role of antigen, some antigens, but not always. When we will discuss, I'll remember this point. At that time, I will explain. Actually, super infection क्या है? In short, तुम्हारी जो confusion है, it's good that you are taking up. ये broad spectrum antibiotic का तो spectrum बहुत ज़्यादा है ना, and we have common cells which are protective in our body. So many microorganisms are there which are known as common cells, which are protecting normal common cells, normal flora. Okay. Broad spectrum antibiotic क्या करते हैं? उन लोगों को भी मार डालते हैं. As a result, there is opportunistic infections. ये normal flora वो opportunistic infections को दबा के रख रहे हैं. But with broad spectrum antibiotics, these normal flora or common cells, they are also killed. As a result of these opportunistic infections, they flare up. One of them is Clostridium difficile in the intestine. As a result of this, there is colitis, pseudomembranous colitis. Understand? So in that way, this is known as super infection. Of course, there are not always it is that normal flora is killed. Sometimes due to other reactions where there can be a role of antigens. But I am not sure whether there is super antigen or not. Definitely, for some hypersensitivity reaction, there is antigen antibody reaction, but I am not very sure whether those antigens are super antigen or not. Super antigens are for, I think, for some other immunological disorders. Okay. So, Red-Man syndrome, I have mentioned, and why they are given administered slowly. When they are given orally, because it is a disease of intestine, and Clostridium difficile is only sensitive to vancomycin and metronidazole. But often it is found that they get resistant to metronidazole. That's why if they get resistant to metronidazole, you cannot give metronidazole. At that time, you have to give vancomycin. And to kill them, naturally, they need to reach intestine. So we give orally, which is not absorbed from the intestine. And we need local reaction in the intestine. That's why we give it orally. Okay. Other adverse drug reactions, major adverse drug reaction is it is preventable if it is given slowly, Red-Man syndrome. Other adverse drug reactions of vancomycin are ototoxicity, nephrotoxicity, sometimes eosinophilia, chills and fever, but they are minor, not very major adverse drug reactions. Okay, I think, yes, now it is 11:33. I need to stop here. And that's how today I finish beta-lactam antibiotics. Along with that, another drug not belonging to beta-lactam, but being depicted as cell wall synthesis inhibitor as vancomycin. But mind that cell wall synthesis inhibition of vancomycin and cell wall synthesis inhibition of beta-lactam are not the same. Don't get confused. Okay, I end here. Thank you so much. Now you give your